maybe go and throw it into the mix of stuff that I listen to. Hopefully we can get this guy back on a roll. But I'm also gonna say, if we're gonna end up having to constantly reload this guy, we might as well just run this field ourselves and save the extra little bit of money that we're spending on him to go through and do this. Moment where I'm not even sure I'm close enough. There we go. I'm like hyperextending the thing, but it's working. I'm not gonna argue with something that wants to work like this. As long as it is pouring in there, that is all that matters to me. Ooh. I was gonna say, shoot, it's already 9:47 a.m. over here. Working third shift and doing this is very interesting, to say the least. Keeps me on my toes. Doing this, what's basically effectively my 9 p.m. when I get home at like 7 o'clock in the morning. It sure is keeping me busy. Luckily, I don't have physical therapy until next week, basically, so that'll give me a little bit of time where I can actually go back through and work on some of this. I know there was a conversation with myself and a couple buddies about me possibly doing a little bit of streaming on the new platform that's in beta right now, which is Kick. Doing that for more or less the more adult games is going to be the best way I'm going to put it. Like stuff like Call of Duty, when we go through and do our gaming sessions with each other on there and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure necessarily yet if I'm actually going to go through with it. I know I have an account made right now, but I'm curious to see exactly what my benefit is. I know we've kind of chit-chatted about it back and forth together quite a bit. A little bit more freedom sense, which is kind of the main thing that, you know, I will admit is a concern for me, because like I will say this, yes, the game is rated the way that it is and is suitable for more than just adults, but I don't necessarily want to go and say the fact that I personally do not like being a role model per se. It's more or less the fact that, I mean, we do have a lot of adults that play it. There are a lot of children that do play it as well. There are people that are across the entire age spectrum that watch the videos and are involved in the community. And in a necessary sense, at least on the YouTube side, I am trying to be careful, given the fact of, I mean, in the general conversation of facing the fact that, I mean, I have worked in industries where bad language is just commonplace. It's more a weird oddity if you do not have bad language in most of the industries that I've worked in. So it's one of those deals that, in a necessary sense, I know it kind of limits me a little bit more because I don't get as wide of a spread on audience outreach, because I don't have it marked as safe for children to watch or anything like that. But I more or less bring that into the conversation and bring that up in the sense of, I mean, for certain things I can understand the necessary sense to be able to filter, which I can do pretty decently as it is, so it doesn't necessarily concern me too much. But when there's certain situations, yeah, this is one of those things you don't realize it slips out until it's well too late. Which, I mean, that gets into an annoying situation personally for me, but just means I just need to more or less keep the shop talk in the shop. Necessarily doesn't bother me too much, just kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, I have to keep an eye on exactly what I'm saying. Oh, I didn't see that say that they completed the contract, so I don't think that guy's finished his job. I'm gonna fill this up right quick, and we will see what this nitwit's done. Like I'll say this, I don't really personally think that guy finished because I didn't see that contract notification pop up. One of these days I'll hit the right button. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, brother ain't done with his field yet. He's only 66% done. Guy's over there frickin' slacking. He's like, oh yeah, I'm all done, boss. No. Not done at all there, Jimmy. Alright, let's just pop on out there right quick. Leave that running. Alright! Let's just go and put us in the woods. A little weird shaped field, to say the least. Might not be helping that guy too much, none. No, we'd be going a lot quicker if we had to wait in front of this. I might just have to finally cave and just buy us a wait. Cause boy oh boy. A little annoying when it I'll sit there and do wheelies the entire time. Especially one that's cutting into our performance, per se, on getting this field done in a timely manner without burning through all the lime. If I really would have thought about it, I would have sent this tractor out with the plow and just attached the spreader onto the other tractor, but it really is what it is on that. We can live. Already have to go through and refill the dang thing again. I mean, at least we're getting our money's worth out of it. Hey, 52%. This worker really is not gonna identify, identify that as a field that still needs to be plowed. Really? Yeah, this freaking rate, I might as well just be doing it myself. Guy does it 2 more times, I might just have to consider holding this off and just getting it done, because guy does a single pass and gets an $898 freaking payment. Like, really hope this worker actually will go through and do the freaking job. Yeah. little bit ways out there. Oh boy. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, please tell me I'm gonna be able to get that to unload. Second time this has happened. I'm kind of intrigued. No, I fixed part of my issue last time, and we haven't had it really happening since, but... Oh, helper completed their task. No, they didn't. Ah, boy. Already seen that thing start to move. I was not gonna deal with that. There we go. Oh, this is really gonna do this again. Alright, so... guess I'm gonna do what I did last time. Grab a different one. I have to spawn a new bag in, and we'll keep that in mind, because literally the rest of these are not doing the same thing. So I might have to get rid of that bag. I gotta really find out why that is happening. I thought I had gotten it taken care of, because I did find a mod conflict, and it just does not seem like that was the only issue at hand. A little unfortunate, but we'll get it figured out. I mean, like I'll say this, I bought a bag of lime, not Casper the Friendly Ghost. I only have 2 bags of lime left otherwise, so that might have to get taken care of sooner rather than later. At least before we start working on the next field. Ooh. No, I'm gonna have to go figure out what that guy's problem is on the other field. Putting himself in the woods again. Send him on that direction, we'll worry about him later. Oh, it just makes me remember the whole joke that I remember hearing when I was younger of beam me up, Scotty. There's no intelligent life down here, except it's beam me up, Scotty. These workers do not know how to do their job. You know, it just cracks me up every time. It really does. I'll honestly be surprised if that guy is going to go and continue working on that field or not. It'd be great if he did. Actually, let me get at least this field finished, but I highly doubt I'm even going to get that. We'll see. Because I know I'd at least love to get this field done. That's the main thing. Now, whether or not that's going to end up happening is going to be two different scenarios here. Well, maybe what I might do here is I'll at least get this contract done. I'll go over and at least make sure that other field's getting done properly. And I might just bring you guys back in right before, because what we'll probably do is I may set it up on a worker to go through and do that field, because we're definitely going to need to pick up a weight. This issue of not having enough weight in the front end of this is getting ridiculous, because I can see that it is visibly cutting down on our time of us going through and actually liming the entire field like we need to. So I might bring you guys back in before we send out this tractor on the next part of the contract, and before we go do a mass fill up. I know we're gonna have to figure out exactly where we're gonna store all these big bags at. We will figure that out in a minute. And it looks like that AI worker is down again. So that's a little annoying. What I'll do is at least get these two things done, and I will bring you guys back in before I run into town, because we're gonna have to grab more lime anyways, get that other field done. So we might as well just go through and knock it out right quick, and just have it to where we can at least get everything else kind of going and done. We'll also have a bit of money at that point, so we may look into just getting a different big bag hook while we're in town too. Because I'm just gonna say this, I am getting sick and tired of this single bag hook. I would actually like to go through and be making progress with getting stuff done instead of just grabbing a single bag at a time. Make my life a little easier. And looks like we got another one. Alright. Well, alright. I'm gonna do some of the behind the scenes magic to fix these, and I'll bring you guys back in once I get this done. I will do a time lapse after I do the behind the scenes magic fixing these. And either that or I'll just show you right quick before I take you guys and put you guys onto the time lapse here. Because this is not necessarily right that we're getting the shaft on that. We paid for them, they're not functioning properly. Now watch, more than likely I'm going to go to pick this up and it's going to function just fine. And if it does, it's going to drive me up a wall. Or it's going to give me trouble hooking up onto it. Looks like these are fixed at least. We'll get this low. Alright, well, while this time lapse is going over here, so this is added in after the fact because there is some interesting things that are going to be coming up here shortly. So we are going to be using the same screenshot as the last episode just for the fact that I got quite a bit further than I initially wanted to, and this video was already well over halfway done by the time I finished editing the end of the videos that were recorded last time for the last episode. So right now what we're looking at is we are going to be getting into the winter months here very, very quickly. And what is going to end up happening here is we're going to be doing a bit of snow plowing by the December 2nd range. Mention you, we have increased this for our time scaling for the fact that it was not going as fast as I would like it to go. So what we're looking at really is, give or take by December 2nd, we have a lot of snow removal that has to be done, and honestly probably going to have that as a single dedicated episode for that as it is. So this week's episode is going to be a little bit shorter than normal because of that, because I want to make sure I have all that together, grouped in, that there's no major cuts in it, stuff like that. There's going to be time lapses of certain sections. I'm going to have to add in a lot of audio because there's a lot of sections that I was quiet because I really haven't done much of the snow removal on this, especially with the equipment that I end up using in basically in this next episode. So it was all new range, figuring out exactly what I was doing with the equipment on there. Because even though, yes, snow removal is decently like what it is in real life, which I have done snow removal with a plow before, I haven't done it with a grader like we will be in the next episode. Let alone the fact I haven't used something that big on the game to remove the snow. Normally I use like a Deutz Fahr, stuff like that when I was on the PS5. Now I have access to bigger, better equipment, so I'm getting basically used to the ropes on those pieces of equipment. Mainly I just wanted to go and take this a little bit of time, kind of explain what's going on, explain why we're using the same screenshot, because honestly, going back and taking a screenshot for this without possibly spoiling something for next week's episode, well, the next episode in general, would be a possible issue. Alright, and that's going to be the end of this episode. If you guys liked the episode, consider giving it a like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next 2 weeks. Have a good one. Bye.